now, jury deliberations come to a halt in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. And a new warning for onion fans, a Wisconsin company issuing a recall. This is News 3 Now at noon. Jury deliberation continues right now in Kenosha County for the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse. Jurors arrived at the courthouse at 9 this morning. They stopped deliberations just after 11 to ask the judge if they could watch drone video of the shooting again. The judge agreed, but said they need to send him specific descriptions of which clips they want to see. The defense filed a motion for a mistrial for a second time over that drone video. They claim the state did not turn over the full video until after evidence was closed. Rittenhouse faces 5 felonies, but the jury can consider lesser offenses on 2 of those charges. Right now, live coverage from Kenosha County. Our Josh Spreiter is live outside the courthouse. Josh, what are you seeing out there?
Hey, Mark. Yeah, we arrived here just before 5 o'clock this morning, and more folks have been gathering on the steps of the Kenosha County Courthouse at this hour. You can see demonstrators from both sides active up there. We've seen some megaphones. We've seen a lot of picket signs up there as well. So far, it's remained peaceful out here. Just a lot of folks starting to gather out here on the steps of the courthouse. More and more folks as time develops today, as people await that verdict. You can see all eyes on Kenosha at this hour. Both local media and many networks from across the country have all eyes on Kenosha and Wisconsin right now. Again, Rittenhouse faces those charges, and if convicted, he faces life in prison for the killing of those 2 folks and injuring of another last summer here in Kenosha. I was one of the ones on the front lines here during those protests last year, and much different scene today, remaining mainly peaceful at this hour. But of course, this is something we're going to be covering throughout the day. You can look for more coverage later on, but again, remaining mostly peaceful as more and more folks are starting to gather here on the steps of the Kenosha County Courthouse. We're live here in Kenosha. Josh Spreiter, News 3 Now.
All right, Josh, thank you. And News 3 Now will bring you live coverage of the Rittenhouse trial, and we'll air a special report as soon as the verdict is announced. Let's head to the Weather Center now. Austin has a look at your first warn forecast. We're losing ground here, aren't we?
We really are. I mean, 50 degrees outside right now at noon, but we're actually going to see these temperatures decreasing over these next few hours thanks to a westerly and eventually northwesterly breeze that will help to bring down these temperatures. So it's 50 degrees right now. Later on in the forecast, we are going to continue to cool things down quite a bit. But our Doppler track even showing a little bit of some light rain showers right now around Wisconsin Dells. There is a slight possibility to see one of those here for today, but most of us are looking to stay dry throughout the rest of today. Still quite a bit of some cloud cover with a little bit of some sunshine peeking in here and there. Current temperatures looking pretty decent for some. It looks like we have a little bit of a data outage right now, but you can still generally tell that most of us are in those middle to upper 40s as well as some low 50s. And Janesville right now is actually checking in at 54. Wind speeds not too bad, currently between around 5 and 15 miles per hour, but notice the wind direction generally coming from the west and eventually northwest. That will drive down our temperatures here. So by 10 p.m. we're right back down into those middle 30s. And then the overnight hours, we're going to see temperatures falling to the upper 20s. Partly cloudy skies will eventually take over, but it's still going to stay on the breezier side of things. But what about rain and snow chances? I will have a look at what we're looking at in our extended forecast coming up a little bit later on.
Something tells me a front is moving through.
Right now, yeah, we are cooling things down. That's exactly right.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes, Austin. Thank you. Madison police are investigating a homicide on the city's east side. Officers arrived at a house on Home Avenue around 12:30 this morning. They found a 24-year-old man with a gunshot wound. The man later died at the hospital. Police say they have located a person of interest, but they are asking for witnesses to contact them with additional information. This is the 10th homicide in Madison this year. Do you have any onions in your kitchen? Well, you might want to throw them out. Wisconsin company Alsum Farms and Produce is issuing a recall for red, white, and yellow onions. The company says the onions pose a risk of salmonella. There haven't been any reports of anybody getting sick, and these onions would have been on store shelves over the summer, July 13th to August 18th. The company decided on the recall just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
The Wanakee Warrior hockey team is raising awareness as part of the NHL's Hockey Fights Cancer initiative. They're asking fans to wear purple during Saturday's game in support of fighting pancreatic cancer. The team will also sell raffle tickets, treats, T-shirts, and other merchandise for the cause.
It actually started from a survivor that went through the program, like a survivor's mom, or a player's mom, a few years ago for pancreatic cancer. So that's the main cause here. But
all proceeds from Saturday's game will go toward the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. Madison students will have to keep wearing those masks to school. In this week's Eye on Education, our Chris Stanford looks at COVID safety measures for the second quarter and perhaps beyond.
The superintendent's quarterly update is out, and here's what you should know. Masks will still be required inside of buildings. District leaders say they don't expect that to change either when the Dane County mask order expires, perhaps at the end of the month. Rules for masking outdoors will also stay. That could change, though, as more kids get vaccinated. The adjusted start and dismissal times are also staying, possibly for the rest of the year. This is because a lack of bus drivers. The district is still looking for 17 drivers. Physical distancing and cleaning protocols will also stay the same. This is all as COVID cases inside of schools are holding pretty steady right now. District leaders encourage everyone eligible to get the vaccine and remind parents that if someone is vaccinated, it would minimize the out-of-school time due to a quarantine. I'm Chris Stanford. Back to you.
Chris, thank you. New federal data suggests Americans' drug epidemic has reached its deadliest height. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention published provisional data on drug overdoses today. According to the report, overdose deaths top 100,000 annually for the first time. Researchers say the new record is being driven by opioid abuse. Synthetic opioids, primarily fentanyl, caused nearly 2/3 of all drug overdose deaths in the 12-month period that ended April of this year. The report found overdose deaths jumped 28.5% when compared to the same period a year earlier. Experts say the pandemic is a key contributor to the rising overdose death toll. Pfizer is asking the U.S. government for emergency approval of the new COVID treatment. The request comes as the FDA could soon approve the drug maker's COVID-19 vaccine booster for all adults. Naomi Ruckham has the latest from New York.
Almost 200 million Americans are fully vaccinated against COVID-19, but breakthrough cases are surging across the country.
Although the highest risk are those people who are unvaccinated, we are seeing an increase in emergency department visits among adults aged 65 and older, which are now again higher than they are for younger age groups.
With the latest spike creating a new urgency, the FDA is expected to authorize the Pfizer vaccine booster for all adults as soon as tomorrow.
Soon it's going to go down at all ages, and you're going to see a waning of immunity that impacts not only cases, but ultimately hospitalization.
The CDC currently recommends boosters for people 65 and older or at high risk. But at least 7 states aren't waiting around for the federal government to revise that policy.
Anyone who wants a booster can get a booster shot. If you have been vaccinated and it's been 6 months, now you can get a booster shot 18 and over.
And as the holidays approach, many Americans may heed warnings about indoor masking. A recent survey found about half of Americans will ask their holiday guests to wear masks, and nearly 3/4 say they plan to celebrate with members of their household. Polls also show the majority of people hosting Thanksgiving dinners will not ask their guests about their vaccination status. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
And reports say the Biden administration is preparing to invest billions of dollars to expand U.S. vaccine manufacturing capacity with the goal of producing at least 1 billion doses a year by the second half of 2022. Historic flooding in Washington state. Some 75% of the homes in the town of Sumas have flood damage. It's just over 100 miles north of Seattle near the border with Canada. Check out these photos of homes submerged, cars floating in rivers created by the heavy rain. According to the mayor of Sumas, all of its 1,600 residents have been without power for more than 24 hours. So far, no deaths nor injuries have been reported. More than 25 years after Pulp Fiction came out, the studio behind the cult classic film is suing director Quentin Tarantino. The suit is over the writer and director's plans to sell non-fungible tokens using 7 original scenes from the film. The NFTs Tarantino wants to sell include excerpts from his handwritten script and exclusive commentary. The problem is Miramax owns most of the rights to the iconic film. It claims the NTFs infringe on its intellectual property. The studio already sent Tarantino a cease and desist letter after learning of his plan. Miramax says when he refused to comply, it filed the lawsuit. And New York will welcome crowds back to Times Square to ring in the new year. Thousands of people can once again watch the ball drop in person. After the pandemic forced last year's celebration to go virtual, New York Mayor Bill de Blasio says the New Year's Eve party will be, quote, a large, wonderful celebration. But there are some restrictions. Visitors must be vaccinated and show proof of a vaccination. Officials say those who can't be vaccinated must wear a mask and show proof of a negative COVID-19 test within 72 hours. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon.
Pfizer expands global access to its COVID-19 pill, and Netflix dishes out the details on the films and shows we can't get enough of. I'm Diane King Hall at the New York Stock Exchange. I'll have those stories and more in your CBS Money Watch report.
Earn a 30-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $60 you spend. That's a 30-cent fuel saver this Friday and Saturday. Only at Hy-Vee.
After my kids left for college, the house got a bit empty, so I'm like, I'm getting a dog. I find this great deal online for a scruffy little puppy, till they hit me with a huge delivery fee. Then I remembered a tip I got from the AARP Fraud Watch Network. Insane shipping costs? This is a pet scam. I'll keep looking.
Recognize fraud sooner so your money lives longer. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Black Friday is happening now at Steinhoffels. Start with 35% off the largest selection of in-stock furniture and mattresses. Then save big on bonus buys throughout the store. Like this wine cabinet, $149. A queen upholstered bed, also $149. A queen beauty rest mattress, now just $399. This 5-piece dining set, $799. A 2-piece sectional, only $12.99. The Black Friday deals start now, only at Steinhoffels and steinhoffels.com.
Important healthcare announcement. If people tell you your TV is too loud, or if listening in some environments has become difficult, we are requesting your participation in a special program called the 30-Day Challenge. Hearing Life Hearing Centers are seeking people with hearing difficulties to evaluate a new digital mini hearing aid now being released. To take part in this event, you must call. Please get a pencil and write down the number below. All people with hearing aids or hearing difficulties are wanted to take part in the 30-Day Challenge, evaluating a new high-tech device that sits discreetly behind your ear. This hearing aid is Bluetooth enabled and is rechargeable. All hearing assessments are performed at no charge for those taking part in the challenge. Participants will try these hearing aids for 30 days. Call the number below and take the Hearing Life 30-Day Challenge.
iMart Express is the only place where you can count on same-day service. Thanks to our local labs, shop our huge selection and get quality glasses at a price you'll love. And see better today. Right glasses, right price, right now.
Earn a 30-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $60 you spend. That's a 30-cent fuel saver this Friday and Saturday. Only at Hy-Vee.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
Pfizer has inked a deal to allow other companies to produce its COVID-19 pill. The drug maker says it is granting a license for its antiviral pill to the medicine's patent pool. That will give generic drug companies the freedom to make the pill for use in nearly 100 other countries. It's part of a move to help poorer nations fight the coronavirus. Target pulled back the curtain on its quarterly report card. The nation's second biggest retailer says profit rose to nearly $1.5 billion. That was better than expected, and sales soared 13% as consumers snapped up Halloween costumes, school supplies, and did some early gift buying for the holidays. Meanwhile, consumers continue to spruce up their homes. Lowe's says earnings rose to $1.9 billion on sales of nearly $23 billion. Like rival Home Depot, Lowe's has been benefiting from a hot housing market and a rise in DIY projects. And Netflix has a new top 10 list. It unveiled a website that features the most popular series and movies based on the number of hours viewers spend watching them. Red Notice is the most watched Netflix film right now. And no surprise here, Squid Game topped the list of non-English shows. Netflix plans to update the list every Tuesday. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Diane, thank you. Retail sales are on the rise as Americans start their holiday shopping, but many businesses are struggling to meet demand and find workers. Meg Oliver tells us what one business is doing to fill the gaps.
We get a little bit here and there, but we just really aren't getting the responses we used to get.
Jessica Woodward runs Montclair Bread Company. She doesn't usually hire seasonal workers, but this year she's relying on them to stay open.
It's going to be a little crazy next week, especially for Thanksgiving. That's our biggest one to get through, but I mean, we'll get through it.
She's working extra hours to get by and turning to high schoolers.
Could you stay open on the weekends without your high school employees?
Probably not forever, or not always. We can handle it in the short term, but it's just like all our other staff would get burned out.
It's not just mom and pop shops that need more employees. Big retail chains are expected to hire around 600,000 seasonal workers to keep up with the growing demand, according to the National Retail Federation. Amazon is hiring 150,000 new employees. Kohl's needs about 90,000, and UPS needs to hire more than 100,000 workers. Larger companies are also offering more incentives to attract new employees. Amazon, Walmart, and Macy's are among many raising wages and offering signing bonuses, health care benefits, and even tuition reimbursement. But many small businesses can't compete.
And I think that's why the customers getting frustrated with service being slower in places, like, have to understand that that's the way things are going to be right now.
Businesses like this bakery are facing a perfect storm with increased demand, staff shortages, and rising prices for ingredients like flour and shortening. Meg Oliver, CBS News, Montclair, New Jersey.
And when we come back, we'll have a look at your forecast. Stay with us.
Suffer from chronic or severe back or neck pain? Did you know that there's now a treatment method available right here at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center that offers hope of avoiding spinal surgery for those suffering with bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs? Our therapies help reduce pain related to these conditions and have a high success rate in helping people just like you avoid back or neck surgery.
I've experienced low back pain for over 15 years. I had back surgery when I was 26 and had difficulties recovering. The doctors at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center have given me a new lease on life. I am now able to enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle.
Call Midwest Spine and Nerve Center now to schedule a no-obligation consultation to see if our progressive pain-relieving therapies are right for you.
Century House. Give $50 or more to charity and receive $400 off stressless Mayfair recliners and office chairs, $200 off any stressless recliner and office chair, and $200 off each stressless sofa seat. Don't wait. It's time for stressless. Donate and save at the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
What is all this?
We call them options.
Options? Don't make me laugh.
Unbeatable selection without the drama. 2 pair plus a free eye exam as low as $59.95.
The First Warn Weather Team breaks down all the info you need to be ready for this winter, keeping you safe and ahead of the storms. It's Severe Winter Weather Week, all this week, from your certified most accurate team, only on News 3 Now at 6.
It takes a village to bring Thanksgiving to 4,000 families, and Goodman Community Center has been doing it for 3 decades. Tomorrow, Leah and Josh will be live to show you how.
And as Winter Weather Awareness Week continues, we're keeping you safe on the go. That's tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blain's Farm and Fleet.
Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report is at the Broadcasters Convention in Kansas City. So here are your farm numbers. Austin's here now with a weather check.
Yeah, switching gears, talking a little weather here. We are going to cool things down quite a bit over these next few even hours. Cooling temperatures, even through the afternoon. We can expect what temperatures we have outside right now to slowly work their way back down through the 40s. But temperatures only reach the 30s for tomorrow and Friday. So we really are looking at quite the cool down for these next few days. But a few rain shower chances also possible. Maybe some flurries as well here and there. But in terms of accumulation, by the end of this next 10-day stretch, it is looking pretty minimal as of right now. Still, a few things could end up changing, like what we're looking at on our Doppler track right now. Some very light rain showers trying to develop, but most of us are going to get through the rest of today while staying dry. There's just a very slim potential to actually see a very brief rain shower. Most of us are just not going to actually witness that here for today. But the future track does show clearing skies later on tonight. By the time we reach tomorrow, it's going to be a chilly start to the day, upper 20s, pretty close to average as well. But towards the afternoon, we just do not gain that warmth that we've been seeing here for today and especially yesterday. Temperatures only going to top out in those middle 30s for tomorrow. Taking a peek into Friday, we're looking at very similar conditions. A chilly start and afternoon temperatures only really reaching those middle 30s here at times. So not a very warm stretch ahead of us, but also not a very wet pattern either. We're looking to stay very close to average in terms of our precipitation. And as you can see here on our precip chances, they're pretty low here. Very minimal chances throughout. Still a good 30% chance to see a shower here and there late Sunday. Some of that could linger into parts of Monday morning. But right now, those chances are looking pretty low. High temperature changes, however, we are going to see that quick cool down for tomorrow and Friday. Then we do bounce those temperatures back up for Saturday and Sunday. And as quick as they rise, well, they fall right back down again. Check out the high for Monday, only 29 degrees. So really cooling things down here. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook does also show that the temperatures that we're expecting at the end of this forecast are still going to remain a little bit below average. And as you can see here, we still do have a few chances for some precipitation, but we're starting to time things out right now. It does generally look like an afternoon shower is going to be a possibility on Sunday as those temperatures cool overnight. A possibility of some flurries, especially in the morning on Monday. But again, snowfall accumulation not looking like the greatest chance to see that as of right now. But if we see some changes to the forecast, of course, we're going to let you know right away.
All right. Keep us posted. Thank you, Austin. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, Howard's getting a jump start on that Thanksgiving feast in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
This year, we're going to help you make sure your turkey is buttery rich and packed with flavor in every slice.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
High Point Steakhouse, Southern Wisconsin's premier supper club. You can still enjoy our award-winning steak dinners with our new takeout and delivery service. We call it the High Point Steakout. Call in your order today.
This is Connie Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. While things have changed, it's still necessary for families to stay connected. And when it comes to the loss of a loved one, it's important to process and grieve and honor your loved one in a way that keeps everyone safe. We're doing this through intimate services and private virtual streaming so your family can be part of the service no matter where they are. Ryan Funeral Homes are here with your safety in mind and compassionate care in your time of need.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
You know what's frustrating? Searching for and enrolling into a Medicare health plan online. Scrolling and scrolling, page after page. Eventually, you feel overwhelmed and in too deep. Come up for air and visit with your local Informed Choice Insurance agent. We'll gladly show you your best Medicare plan options based on your medical needs and budget. This Medicare annual enrollment period, let Informed Choice Insurance Agency get you properly covered for 2022. Call us today.
When you're the victim of an accident, it can feel like the weight of the entire world is on your shoulders. Why not let us take that crippling burden off your back? Habish, Habish & Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Introducing Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. New luxury apartments for seniors 55 plus. Professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Brenna today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
High Point Steakhouse, Southern Wisconsin's premier supper club. You can still enjoy our award-winning steak dinners with our new takeout and delivery service. We call it the High Point Steakout. Call in your order today.
As we count down the days until Thanksgiving, today we're sharing a classic way to prepare your turkey that is buttery good. This is a recipe we shared with you a few years ago, and it was so popular, we thought it was worth bringing back. So here we go. The first thing you want to do is make sure your turkey is totally thawed and that you removed the giblets and neck. We place it in a roasting pan, breast side up, and stuff the cavity with some cut up onions and celery. This is going to ensure that our turkey's flavorful on the inside as well. Next, we combine some chopped parsley, poultry seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, and some salt and pepper with lots of butter. Now, it's time to rub, or as some people say, massage the turkey with half of our seasoned butter. And yes, it's best to do this with your hands. After covering the pan with foil, into the oven it goes. In about an hour and a half, off comes the foil, and we baste it every 30 minutes with more butter. Once the turkey reaches 165 degrees and the skin is golden, it's done. After it rests for a bit, it's time to carve. My guess is that you'll be sneaking a piece or two before it ever makes it to the table. It's that good. To get the recipe for our butter-basted herb turkey, simply visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with Kelly, where today we found a goblin good way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Good? Hey, hey, hey.
Nice hat, Kelly. How's the forecast looking, Austin?
I don't think it looks as good as that hat right there. But hey, Thanksgiving not too far away as of right now. The forecast looking pretty decent. But for that Thursday right now, we are looking at a chance of a few flurries. But that's about it as of right now. Temperatures are going to stay a little bit cooler than average for most of this forecast with a few exceptions. That's going to include today, Saturday, and Sunday. Other than that, we are going to stay in the 30s and even 20s. Monday is going to get quite chilly.
Enjoy the warmth today, I guess.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. Have a great afternoon.